Everybody, this is Mr. Langham, and I am going to show you how to graph your phase change data. Now it's going to be similar to the graph we made when we measured density of water. So the steps will be very similar, but just so you can kind of see it in front of you as I do it, I think it will make it easier for some of you. So I'm going to start off in my Google Drive, my home page. So this is what you should do, and you can put it in any folder you keep, whatever you keep it in. I'm just going to keep it in my home screen for now. So I'm going to make a new Google Sheet. I'll click on New, click on Google Sheets. A new spreadsheet will pop up. This is where I'm going to input my data that I collected from the experiment. So I'm going to make two tables, or two columns here. The first one I'm going to make is time. And to make it, the easiest way that I see at least is to make your units in minutes. So in parentheses I'll put minutes. And then to the right I'm going to put temperature. And I'll do that unit in Celsius because that's what we should have measured it in. And that will be our labels for our two columns. Now since we're doing it in minutes and we measure temperature every 30 seconds, we'll start from 0, and then 30 seconds would be 0.5 minutes, or 1/2 minute, and then the next one would be 1, 1.5, 2, and you see the trend. Now you don't actually have to write down every minute. Google Sheets has this nice little thing you can do where if you highlight a few of your numbers, it can sense the trend. And you can, once you highlight this, you'll click on this little blue box, and this crosshair will pop up, and you pull it all the way down to however many minutes you had, and it follows that trend. And now you got all the numbers you need. And if you need to keep bringing more, you'll just keep dragging it down to however many you had: 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30. So you can use that tool, make it easier. Now we'll go to temperature. Now this is, you can't do the draggy thing because there's no nice trend to it. So you'll just have to type in all of your data for this one. So start from 3. Just kind of make up data at this point. I know a lot of you floated around 3 or 2 or 1 for a while till all the ice melted. So let's keep it here. And then maybe it started to shoot up a little bit. Something like this. 19, 25, 31, whoops. 31, 38. I'm just making this up. This is not what you should do. Just for the sake of showing you how to do this though. 55, 63, 70, 76, 84, 93, 95. I know a lot of people had a boiling point of like 97-ish, so we'll just stop at 97 for the rest of it. Now we have all of our data, so the next thing would be to graph it. So I'm going to highlight all of my data, including the time and temperature, all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to, once the data is highlighted, I'm going to click Insert, and then click on Chart. So this screen pops up, the chart editor. It's going to give you some recommendations. We're just going to pick it ourselves, so we're going to go to chart types right here, and we are going to pick scatter. So we'll scroll down all the way till we see scatter. It's all those little points, and this is what it looks like. This is probably what your graph is going to look like. So we'll click Insert once we have this, and then the graph will pop up in our spreadsheet screen. I'm just going to click on this and drag it over. Next thing we're going to want to do is just add a horizontal and a vertical axis title. So we'll click on this arrow, this down arrow in the top right corner of your graph, and we'll click on Advanced Edit, and this will bring up different editing options. So we'll scroll. Well, actually, the first thing you probably want to change is title. So I'm going to call it phase change of water. And I'll change it for you. We'll scroll down. First thing we're going to label is our horizontal axis. Well, we graph time there, so we'll call it time. And in parentheses, we'll put our units, minutes. And this is how you should probably label most of your graphs. You're labeling the whatever it's measuring, and in parentheses you put the units. So now I'm going to go to the left vertical, and that's of course temperature, and that's in Celsius. And if you want, we don't even actually need this key here, so we can click on this, click on the drop box here, and go to none. And this is what our graph should look like. And we should be able to look at these different regions and explain what's happening, why it levels out here, and maybe what it's going to do if we continue to measure temperature, if we can measure the temperature of steam or measure the temperature of ice. So this should look very similar to phase change graphs of water you maybe find, you search on Google. You should see something like this. This is exactly what you get. Alright, so that concludes the graphing instruction. I hope this helps. Just contact me if you have any more questions. Alright, I will see you later. Bye.